Emmett wouldn't say he deliberately went to the library again on the following Tuesday morning. It was just convenient. He had to admit the prospect of seeing the soft-spoken stranger from last week was enticing. Half-heartedly, he browsed the geography section, which conveniently gave him an unobstructed view of the writing reference shelves. Emmett's heart ticked up at the sight of familiar golden tresses as she peered around the corner of the aisle. Her back was to him, and he watched with undisguised interest. Who was this woman, and why couldn't he stop thinking about her? "Looking for someone?" She gasped in surprise before straightening and turning to face him. Her vivid green eyes met his, and he couldn't help but smile. His repetitive thoughts over the last week hadn't exaggerated her beauty. Was there more to her than the surface? She stepped back and held a hand to her heart. No, I was just—" Emmett grinned as the woman across from him blushed and stammered. "I was hoping I would see you again," he said. She glanced up sharply. "You were?" He smiled. "Yes, I was. It's not every day I meet a beautiful woman at the library who also happens to be a writer." "Oh, well, here I am," she finished with a shrug. "I'm Lavender," she offered. "Emmett." He held out his hand and she shook it. "Shall we?" He gestured to the aisle of books. They stepped into the aisle together, and Emmett tried to think of how to fill the silence. Thankfully, she spoke first. "So, you mentioned you were a writer?" Emmett nodded. "Yeah, I write epic fantasy novels." "Wow, anything I've heard of?" "Maybe. Know what a loiken is?" The race of small troll-like creatures were fan favorites due to the mischief they caused. "Can't say I have." He wasn't really surprised. She didn't exactly seem like his target audience. "That's all right. What about you? What do you write?" Something about Lavender pulled at him. She had an artsy vibe, and she was quiet, careful to speak, as though considering each word, like an author might. She took a moment to answer. "Mostly copywriting, actually. I work in marketing." He frowned. "Oh, no creative writing then?" That was disappointing. All this build-up and a week of daydreams about her, just to find out she was a corporate stiff? "Well, I also blog about fashion and stuff, so I write those, plus whatever thoughts need to be scribbled out on paper." This kept getting worse and worse. Emmett's eyebrows rose. "Oh, don't you think there are more important things in the world to write about?" She frowned at him, and his conscience twinged. Maybe he should weigh his words a bit more carefully. But she was a fashion blogger, for crying out loud. She should hardly call herself a writer. "It might not be writing about world peace or anything, but I make a difference." "Oh, please. A difference in what? Someone's outfit decision? I guess when I saw you here last time, you were getting writing books so you can write about next year's colors and how to match your purse to your mood." Emmett knew he was being a bit rough, but it seemed like every time he was interested in someone, they turned out to be just another follow-the-crowd robot. Served him right for getting hung up on someone without knowing so much as her name. Lavender's jaw tightened, and she lifted onto her toes toward him. "You know what, Emmett? You don't know me, and you don't know anything about my business." Emmett backed away with his hands raised. "No problem. Good luck with your little fashionista thing." She was right. He didn't know her or her business, and he definitely didn't want to.